Hello guys, welcome back to another video, and well, today we have my new custom dinocephalosaurus figure, well, more specifically a battle damage dinocephalosaurus figure, but we'll get to that in a second. Anyways, let's take a closer look at this figure. First thing, dinocephalosaurus is actually a relative of Tanystropheus, so that's pretty cool, except it's more aquatic and actually had like flippers, but yeah, anyways, it has a very long neck, goes down to the body, pretty simple. Very slender figure, but very long. You can kind of see that when I actually bring my ruler out, so you can see. This figure measures in at about 10.5 inches long. And in height, at least in this position at the top of the head, is about, I don't know, a little bit under 4 inches long. I mean tall, but I don't know, like the torso, I'd say it's like 1.5 inches tall. So, yeah. Next, here's to compare to a few things. First thing, here is the Jurassic World human figure compared to it, which if I can get my Jurassic World human figure to stand, you can actually see it in comparison. But, yeah, here you go. Next, here's to compare to, of course, the Jurassic World Tanystropheus figure, which you can kind of see it's actually similar in height. I think you might be able to get the neck up a little bit higher, but it's the same in height. But if you actually stretch the two figures out, the Dinocephalosaurus is like an inch longer. So, yeah. Also, my Tanystropheus has really loose front legs, and it does not like to stand. That's a bit annoying, but anyways. Next, here's compared to the Jurassic World Dino Tracker's Nothosaurus, which you can see sizes up pretty nicely. Now, moving on to that battle damage action feature I was talking about earlier. Pretty much, if you didn't know, there is actually a fossil of a Tanystropheus relative, or it may have been Tanystropheus itself. And pretty much, they found evidence that a Nothosaur, I can't remember if it was Nothosaurus itself or just a relative of it, pretty much bit the neck off of the thing. So that's pretty interesting. And then also in Chased by Sea Monsters, they had it, I believe it's outdated, or just completely inaccurate, that they actually had Nigel Martin rip its tail off and instead they grow back like kind of like a lizard. So the battle damage is kind of based, kind of like a combination of those two, more based off the first one than the second one, where pretty much, you can just, pretty much just have a dinosaur rip, or a prehistoric animal, grab onto its neck and just rip it off. And you can see, those are the two parts. They do stay in pretty well since I actually included magnets. You can kind of see when I put it close, it kind of just comes to the body. I can just get a little bit closer, you can see that. It kind of just connects itself because it's magnetic. But, yeah, if you really wanted to, you can actually kind of make it reenact kind of some prehistory, or just for fun, you can just have its neck ripped off. It kind of pairs nicely with the Nothosaurus figure, but you can do it with many other dinosaur figures. Just completely tears off. I do plan on doing more battle damage figures in the future, and maybe even re-release Dinocephalosaurus in the future with just articulation, or as more battle damage figures. But, yeah, there's that. Another thing that actually comes with this figure is a stand. Because it doesn't stand the best. It kind of like is top heavy, so it falls forward a lot. So I made this stand since I like to usually give marine reptile stands. And pretty much you can see that it balances pretty nicely on here. You can actually get the balance on the stand and see that it's pretty large. Especially like if I get the get a human figure to stand next to it. It's really tall with the stand. So yeah. Anyways, if you're interested in this Dinocephalosaurus figure, I'll put a link to it in the description because I am selling several of them on my Etsy if you'd like to pick one up. And, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this figure, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye!